good. Oh, you're beautiful. But it's like, oh, I wish I had your confidence. This is another one that, hey guys, hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry guys, my light is charging right now, but I really need to get this video out of the way. So I'm like, hopefully when it charges in a few minutes, I'll put it back on so you guys can see me better. But yeah, let's talk about plus size assumptions and comments, right? So on social media, when you're posting, you're gonna get negative comments from everything. From your house to your body to your kids, okay? It's just known that whatever you post, you're gonna get some negative comment at some point, and the bigger you get, the negative comments are gonna keep coming, right? So typically you delete, you block, you move on, right? So the first thing I want to say that when you're a plus size woman, you're gonna get a lot of negative comments about your body. Everything you post, something will always come about your weight and your body. So the past couple of years, I've received different comments about my body and blah 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 blah. But the thing I want to get to is that I'd rather you, as a person who's commenting, say something directly about my weight and call it a day, instead of going in circles. So Saturday morning, I received a comment. I posted this outfit that I thought was cute, and I was feeling myself. I'm like, girl, post this, okay? And the person left me a comment that was almost like a paragraph of trying to look like they're being nice, but also putting some things that to me seem negative, right? So the person was like, you look good, but not the shirt, or something like that. And then they put, but eat girl, and then they put little heart emojis. So I read the comment over and over because I was trying to be like, okay, let me give them the benefit of the doubt that maybe they're not being negative, whatever. But I also realized that this typically happens to a lot of plus size women when you're on here. People will literally say you look good, but there's always a but. It's one thing to tell somebody, hey, you look good, or I like the outfit, and just call it a day. And if somebody's wearing something that you don't like, or somebody is their body bothers you, you could just scroll and find somebody where their body's perfect the way you want it, and they wear outfits that are perfect for them or whatever, and you go to their channel. Because to me, I'd rather take straight up negative, we move on and we delete and we block, versus somebody going around in circles. That really irks me, because this comment was loaded with a lot of negative energy, but they wanted to sandwich it. You know how somebody says you give you the good stuff, and then they put the bad thing in there? But sometimes the negative outweighs the positive. So I was looking at the comment. I haven't had my husband read it, and I'm like, to me, this comment does not look like somebody was being pleasant. It looks like somebody who was trying to tell me something. Because why would you say you look good, but maybe not the shirt, and then says, oh, eat girl? So it's kind of like telling me, oh, the shirt is not fitting good on you because you're a certain size. That there's an issue with the shirt because of your body. And also to keep eating girl, it's like, I told her, I responded very nicely, and I said, thank you thank you. And then I put, yes, I'm always going to continue to eat. Thank you. I love food. I'm going to continue to eat, which is true. I'm going to continue to eat this. I'm not going to, anyway. And then I said, you know, when you tell somebody you look good, but that's a backhanded compliment. If you directly wanted to say something that you didn't like, you can directly say that. And I said, have a good day, like something in that line. And so the whole time it got me thinking that, like, when you're a plus woman posting videos back to back on here, it's always something. But when people go around in circles, instead of telling you exactly what they want to say about your body and about you, they go in circles, and that really, really bothers me. So if you want to leave negative comments, go right ahead and do that. But do not go around and trying to tell me one thing, oh, you look good, oh, you're beautiful. But it's like, oh, I wish I had your confidence. This is another one that a lot of plus size women get. I wish I had your confidence. Okay, everybody's welcome to have a confidence. Go ahead and put on the outfit and whatever you want to wear. That to me sounds like you're saying that your body there's a problem with your body. What you're wearing, I wouldn't wear if I had that body. And so you're trying to make it look like you're nice, and you're not being nice. Oh, you would look better if you lost weight. Oh, you're beautiful, but. You know what I mean? So over and over you start looking, and he's just like, you know what? Get to the negative and let's just move on and call it a day, instead of going around in circles. That is my whole thing. We expect that. When you post videos, you expect some negative comments. And I'd rather deal with that right away, instead of somebody like going in circles, writing paragraphs of this and this, that, you know, the positives, and then they put it into put something negative in there, and thinking, oh, somehow you're looking at it like, what am I supposed to think about this comment? What is this supposed to mean to me? So that's the thing that I just wanted to address. And I just said that sometimes it just irks me, like, that people don't get to the point. Like, get to the point and tell me what you want to say, you know? I'm sorry, I sound like I'm yelling, but I get very passionate about certain things, and it's like, my son sometimes says, Mom, are you mad? And I'm like, no, I just really get passionate about talking about things, and I feel like I can't wait to get it out, you know? So that was that. The other one, the bigger one, is people constantly diagnosing you with health issues and telling you there's something wrong with you because of your body. And they don't even know anything. They don't know your doctor. They don't know what's going on as far as the internal, right? So for a long time, you know, there was those comments. There's a few comments where I've gotten where people told me, oh, girl, you're too young. Take care of your health. And I'm like, I am taking care of my health. What does that mean? Or something, like bringing up something to show you that they're trying to encourage, say that something about your health is, you know, there's something going on with your health that they don't know. But because you're overweight, there's something going on. So this is, I've seen a lot of those people. I don't get a lot of those, but I've gotten a few comments where somebody's hinted that maybe you might have a health issues because of your weight. And so last year, I started becoming very anxious. You know, I was like, okay, maybe is there something wrong with me? There's something wrong with my health. So I literally went and did labs, and I did everything that I needed to do to check everything. And according to everything that I checked, there's nothing going on with me. Actually, I'm quite healthy. And so I've been, you know, and I thank God, you know. And then a lot of people, there's two people that left me comments on my TikTok that told me, you know, that healthy guy, the Bob, whatever his name is, that was on The Biggest Loser, had a heart attack. He was healthy, was eating well. And then I was talking to my sister-in-law, who is now so healthy because she's been working on it, and she's eating so good and well. And literally she said, you know, my blood pressure started getting elevated. And she said, you know, I'm the healthiest that I've ever been. I'm eating well. And why am I now having blood pressure that has been kind of iffy? Doesn't add up. It's supposed to be the other way around. You're healthy now. You're doing everything that you need to do. You should be good, right? So don't assume that because somebody's overweight or whatever, that they have a health issue, because that's not guaranteed. There's people that are in perfect shape that are eating well, and they literally have problems that you're just like, okay, wait, what's going on here? How does this add up? There's a lot of other things that play a role. You know, you could be going through a lot of stress, and that's causing your blood pressure. You could be dealing with some other stuff that maybe you're taking something, you're eating certain foods that are not the best as a healthy person or in shape, and you're affecting your health in some other way. Maybe the bigger person is not doing all of that, and they're fine. So for me, yes, last year, I just went through this thing where I was checking everything, and I felt so much relief, and I felt so happy, because I wanted to scream on the top of my lungs and be like, hey, look at my lab work. Look at my doctor checkups. There's nothing wrong with me. You know what I mean? Like, I just wanted to scream and tell everybody that left me those comments that, oh, something about this, about your health. Like, whoever left me that, I'm like, I wish you could see that. Because literally, somebody was like, yeah, when I looked up the, now my BMI, I don't care for the BMI. BMI is a little bit screwed, like in some way, or skewed, or whatever you say. Like, it's a little bit tricky, right? Because it puts a lot of people at being overweight when sometimes you're muscular, you're a big person, you're muscular, and the weight is what is determining that. So they go ahead and say you're overweight. So let's put the BMI aside. But pretty much, I just wanted to just scream. And I was like, oh my God, there is nothing wrong with me after all. Like, you know, because sometimes I was going back and forth with myself. I'm like, wait, is something wrong with me? Am I sick? Am I sick here? And I just had to like check everything to make sure, because it started getting to little comments here and there about the health this and health that. And I'm just like, why would you put that on me? Why would you assume that? You know, I walk a lot. I drink a lot of water. I really pay attention to my health, because I know, especially now that I'm in my 40s, I've been on it, because I'm like trying to do better. I love to cook, and I eat everything. I love to eat, yes, but I eat everything. Okay, I'm balancing everything out. You know, I'm eating veggies one day, I'm eating a burger the next. Like, I'm all over the place. Okay, as far as sugar levels, okay, you know, I'm doing better to not try to eat as much sugar. Okay, trying to wean myself out of just having that sweet tooth. That's one of my biggest struggles. A warm cookie is a struggle for me. You know, but at the same time, I know when to be like, okay, you know what, you had too many cookies this week. Let's try to get some veggies in. Let's get a little bit healthier cooking in. And I try to do that even with my son. I try to do that. I mix everything up. I'm like, okay, we need to take that walk down the street because we've been kind of, not doing the best this week. You know what I mean? Like, I'm paying attention to all of that. So for me, it made me happy to see labs and my checkups coming back well, because I know for myself, I'm on it and I'm watching it. I don't want to put myself in a situation where I'm older and I'm having a lot of health problems that I could have prevented. You know what I mean? For example, stress is something that a lot of people have, and it's affecting their health. And they think, oh, I'm just going to exercise and that's it. No, sometimes you need to do more than that. You need to watch everything else. If you're drinking coffee, you might have to cut it down because it adds to your stress levels. Heart palpitations. You know what I mean? So it's everything adding up all in one. You just have to keep an eye on it and do your stuff. I check my blood pressure at least once a week, because I'm just like, yes, I want to be healthy. I want to be here longer. I'm not doing anything because I want to appear to be a certain way to people. That's not my concern. How you see my body, how you feel about it, that's your opinion. Nothing wrong with that. If you don't like outfits that I'm wearing, cool. That's you. That's your preference. But please, just get to it and say how you feel, and let's move on. All right, guys, I've screamed long enough. That's all I really wanted to get off my chest, and I'll see you guys in the next one.